On today's show,
we discuss the Cavs landing Kyle Korver and whether the Raptors and Celtics will try and keep up.
the first returns of fan all-star voting are out. Could Zaza Pachulia actually be named a starter?
And sharing is caring as we count down the top 10 plays of the week.
It's Friday, January 6th. The starter starts now.
Good evening, Sweet World, and welcome to the starters. Whether you're joining us live right now on NBA TV or a little bit later on YouTube, we're happy to have you. I'm J.E. Skeets, and alongside me, as always, that's Tas Melas.
I hope to be right on 41% of my points today, like Kyle Korver is on 3 balls.
To his right, it's the international man of mystery taking it to the max, Lee Ellis.
Friend.
Lily, and last, certainly not least, over there, it's the bearded one. It's Trey Kirby.
Hey-o!
Hey-o! Hey, number 2, what do you got for us tonight?
Well, I'm here at the internet looking for your best tweets at #TheStarters, and you might not have even mentioned it or noticed it, but Matt Bonner hasn't played a single second in the NBA this season, so earlier today he took to the internet to make his retirement official.
Let me get straight to the point. I am retiring from playing competitive basketball at any level above the Concord Men's League over 35 division. Does anyone have any questions? Thank you from the bottom of my heart. And please remember me for what I did best.
Now, if you've been watching the show for the past few years, you know we've done quite a bit with Matt Bonner, so we put together our own video as a bit of a tribute to the Red Mamba.
Notice how I cut that tomato in half? No overlapping, you need even distribution of the ingredients.
Perfect.
You see that?
Now, do you feel the bread's going to get soggy because you put tomato down first?
That's a good point. As you can tell, I eat more sandwiches than I make.
Bubba no shrimp. Keep the change. Make me a sandwich.
I'm good with the bow staff, but I'm even better at making three-pointers. Put me in the three-point contest. Gosh.
Thanks for dressing up, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
I know you're in town for All-Star Party Saturday night, correct?
Yes, tomorrow night at One Eyed Jack's.
Are we invited?
Everyone but Lee.
Yeah, good.
Nice. All right, this is where you come in. We want you to tell us on Twitter, what message would you like to send Matt Bonner? Send us your best tweets to #TheStarters, and we'll honor Bonner a little bit later.
All right, get those tweets in.
Matty.
Fun show tonight. We got Tessa's Worst of the Week. We're going to count down the top 10 plays from the past 7 days, but we start with a little Is This News? It's pretty simple. Trey's rounded up some headlines. He's going to pitch them to us. We'll determine whether or not they're actually news, because not all news is legit news. Trey, first headline.
Our first headline comes from The Vertical, and it reads, Sources, Cavs agree to deal for sharpshooter Kyle Korver. Is this news? Because it feels like news.
It is news.
Okay, good.
Especially with a guy that doesn't need the basketball and can still shoot it. This guy isn't way past his prime. You know, he made that All-Star team 2 years ago, but the man can still shoot the ball, and he's perfect for LeBron and Kyrie because they get in the lane and they just want shooters to be out on the perimeter. That is exactly what Kyle Korver does. 98.5% of his three-point attempts this season have been unassisted. He doesn't make his own shot. That is exactly what he's perfect for. He's an upgrade on Mike Dunleavy, who they traded. I thought when they got Mike Dunleavy this past offseason that he'd win them a game in the postseason, but Kyle Korver, he's just a little bit of an upgrade. Kyle Korver can still do it. He's still got the Phillips Arena down the street from here rocking this season.
It's bad news, really, for the other teams in the Eastern Conference because the Cavs have gotten better. And the one weakness that maybe you could have pointed out for the Cavs is their bench depth, especially with J.R. Smith going out. Now they get a great player coming in there who can come in. He only needs to play 10 or 15 minutes. LeBron knows he can trust him. He can rely on him to knock down those shots. He's not a bad defender. He gets a bit of a bad reputation, but he's a decent defender. And you just know at the end of the game, he commands attention from the other team. You cannot leave him alone. He's going to get the ball and knock down a shot.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen LeBron with a guy like Kyle Korver throughout his career have success. Mike Miller, James Jones, you know, even late career Ray Allen sort of in this similar role, just knock down shooters because the floor is going to be wide open. I mean, you even see the guys that play with LeBron on his team currently, be it Channing Frye or Kevin Love, those guys' numbers, when they're getting a pass from LeBron James, their three-point percentage is just drastically higher. J.R. Smith included before the injury. Like, you see the numbers there. Like, look at Channing Frye.
That's crazy.
I mean, any other pass coming to him, he's a 35% three-point shooter. Okay, not bad. 59% when LeBron's out there with him, and that pass is coming to him more specifically. Because LeBron, he commands all that attention, and he's such a great passer, and he knows where to put it right on the spot. It's just easier for good shooters. This is crazy.
Kyle's great at moving without the ball too. You know, we talk about that as a strength. A lot of players, Reggie Miller, Ray Allen, have that. He has that as well. He's always cutting. You know, he's moving. He keeps himself in such great shape. He always knows how to get himself open.
Another reason this is really big news, possibly, is because maybe the Hawks are now open for business. We've been talking for the last week or so about the possibility of them looking to move Paul Millsap. Maybe that's more of a realistic thing here now because Korver's gone. Maybe now teams are like, well, yeah, the Hawks are always saying they're going to move one of these guys. They did the same with Horford. They're looking for people, and they never do it. Korver's gone now. You would think Millsap possibly is the next one to follow, and we've got 5 teams reportedly interested in the Raps and the Nuggets and the Kings and the 76ers, the Pelicans. Would you guys be shocked if Millsap is still a Hawk by the end of the deadline?
I think so.
Yeah.
Because 2 years ago, Paul Millsap was a free agent with the Hawks. They gave him only 3 years.
Yeah.
They didn't max him out. While he had a max offer from the Magic, very close to a max offer, more years on the table. So you would think, Korver gone, there's rumors about Tim Hardaway being traded.
Cephalosha,
yeah, up and down the roster other than, Dwight and Dennis Schroeder.
I wonder what
basically.
Dwight thinks about all this, though, because he signed the 3-year deal, hoping that this might have been able to restart his career.
Yeah. When he was asked about it yesterday, he paused for a long time, for a good 5 or 6 seconds before he answered, because he wanted to get the answer right. And he basically said, this is a business. And he didn't expect this going in.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I was more shocked that Kyle Korver went than Paul Millsap would go, actually. Because,
so quickly as well.
Yeah, just after those Paul Millsap rumors started. Because, we're about 5 weeks away. There's still some time to trade Millsap, but they're not giving Millsap the max. Somebody else will give Millsap the max.
All right, Trey. It's news to us. Next headline.
All right, our next headline comes from the San Francisco Chronicle, and it says, Warriors Zaza Pachulia makes unexpected surge in All-Star voting. Is this news?
Well, first off, it's not really unexpected. I think that headline is wrong.
Yeah.
This basically happened last year, and because it almost...
It's still a shock in a way, though.
Yeah, but because Zaza Pachulia almost started the All-Star game last year, he was only 14 or 15,000 votes behind starting, the league got out in front of it this year, and you see the numbers there. There's Pachulia with 440,000 votes, nearly. I mean, unbelievable stuff from basketball-mad Georgia. That's where you would imagine a lot of these votes are coming from.
Not the Bay Area?
Not the Bay Area, no. I think it's mostly his home country. But the league has now said, look, now the players are involved, the media is involved. So it's in a way, it's not really news because we know now the breakdown of how this is going to work. And I won't bore you, I won't whip out the calculator and do the math here for you, but let's just put it this way. Zaza would have to be voted basically top 10 by both the players and the media in the West front court to even have a chance of still starting. It's super, super unlikely. I mean, will he even be like top 15 or 20? Probably not. So it doesn't really matter in the end, but hey, Georgia loves this guy, and they're giving him the votes to show it.
The NBA is smart, though, to protect the integrity of the voting to this point, because Zaza's been a good veteran, a solid veteran over his career, but he's not an all-star worthy player, certainly not a starting all-star worthy player.
Yeah.
So the NBA has protected itself here by saying, we're not going to allow this to have a guy who's just voted in by a surge of votes from his home country. So it's the right thing to do.
Yeah, for a few weeks, people are going to get angry because they see that, come through their Twitter feeds. Zaza Pachulia, a starter in the NBA. But the NBA is just fooling fans, and there's no way.
Well, they're not though, because they've been out open and honest about how the process is.
But that geeky equation that Skeets didn't allude to, thankfully, there's no need to do that. But they don't know that. They don't read the fine print. We don't read the fine print when we see who's voting.
Yeah.
There's no chance he starts. You're right, because he would have to be ranked amongst the players and media way, way higher.
All right, Trey, final headline.
All right, our final headline comes from Yahoo Sports, and it says, Raptor center just drops his shorts in the middle of the game, as one does. Is this news?
This is weird. This is very weird. Yeah, Bebe Nogueira last night, I guess Favors is at the line, and there he is. We point him out to you. He's just going to drop the drawers, fix the jersey, and we go from there. And it worked. I mean, it was a great distraction, even though he said it wasn't, apparently, after the game. He says he does this all the time, but anyway.
Always
worked.
takes his
I'm glad he
shorts
wears all those the tights and things underneath. Yeah,
Yeah.
And he's got a long singlet as well.
This is like when you're like at a sporting event. Let's say like you walk into the men's washroom and there's all the guys lined up at the
Yeah.
urinal, and there's the one guy, usually an older guy, usually an older gentleman, sometimes that has just dropped his pants all the way to the floor.
Yeah.
And like,
baller
which
move,
I've
to be
never
honest with you.
understood. Why is it a baller move? You're making more of a mess. Your pants are getting more urine on them. I'm sorry. They
well,
are.
honestly, it's not really a baller move, but it looks hilarious when I go in there and do it. People love it for some reason.
That's just asking for major splashback.
Major
Yeah,
splash.
and you know what's funny is sort of to bring Zaza back into this, starting all-star, Zaza Pachulia. Just last week, I don't think a lot of people caught this, Zaza Pachulia, he had a wardrobe malfunction where his pants just straight dropped to the floor. So not his shorts, but the pants go down. So maybe this is like the new thing for 2017.
What, the self-pantsing pants?
Yeah, I guess
Okay.
so. Interesting move from Bebe. But again, it worked. Favors missed the free throw.
Real nice.
Yeah, great stuff. All right, lots more still to come when we return. Tass hands out the dishonor for worst of the week, and we still got top 10 plays of the week, so don't go anywhere. You're watching The Starters.
Welcome back to the show. Now's the point of the week where we hand out the dishonor to someone in the NBA family that has done wrong in the eyes of the starters. It's time for the worst of the week.
Ladies and gentlemen, the worst of the week.
This week's worst of the week is the NBA for telling us we shouldn't have had our Giannis game winner. That is our game winner, and you won't take it away from us, NBA. On Wednesday at Madison Square Garden, Bucks were down 1 when the Greek Freak caught the inbound, 8 seconds left, back down Lance Thomas with several dribbles, stepped back and hit his first career game winner as the buzzer went. It was a beauty. All Greeks rejoiced. Yasuriano Zito Elada. Next day, the last 2 minutes report was issued, outlining whether each call or non-call was made correctly. And according to the NBA, there should have been a 5-second back-to-the-basket violation on Yanni, otherwise known as the Mark Jackson rule. Now, here's the rule. A player in the front court below the free throw line extended is not permitted to dribble the ball with their back or side to the basket for more than 5 seconds. When do we see this rule called? The purpose of it is to prohibit stagnant play and encourage ball movement. In today's NBA, there's little need for referees to look out for it. This isn't the 90s, and at the end of the game when basically anything goes, calling something which is so rarely called would never, ever happen. Is there a need to list it the next day as an infraction? The NBA, your worst of the week. Now, we reached out to Joe Borgia, who controls that replay center, asking him, how many times does this get called? Because it doesn't seem like it gets called at all.
Ever.
Last 10 seasons, 66 times, so about 6.6 per year, so about 1 per month. Which I thought, well, yeah, it doesn't seem that.
Almost seems higher than I thought, yeah.
It's like our wedgie count. It just doesn't seem like you get.
Until you start tracking them.
Yeah, we should start tracking them. Apparently, a few have already happened this year. And we also had a worst of the week runner-up. Kawhi Leonard. Or is it Pau Gasol? He steals the ball from his teammate, Pau, flopping on the play as Kawhi hits the shot. Who's it on?
I like it on Pau. He's literally, he's like, I got touched, I'm just gonna flop here. Oh wait, that's my guy.
That's the Team Wolf steal. But Kawhi kind of travels there anyway.
That's a weird play, man.
Yeah, it's so strange.
It's very, very strange. All right, good
All
runner
right,
up.
from 2 worst of the weeks to some good news. We had a wedgie.
Yes, yes, we did. Up in Canada.
Number 18 on the year, Rodney Hood sticking a late game wedgie, and we got a shout out from the Raptors broadcast team of Matt Devlin and Leo Routins.
Raptors by 5, Hood for 3. And a wedgie for the starters. New Year's wedgie for our good friends from the starters, Taz and Skeets and Lee and Trey. They'll enjoy that one.
Looked like superfan Now Batya was loving it in the background, too. Number 18 on the year.
All right.
All right.
All right.
Still projected at 44.
It's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
We're closers this
Trying
year.
to get to 50.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Okay, great stuff. We gotta take a break, but when we return, we're gonna count down the NBA's top 10 plays of the week. We got a little bit of everything in this week's top 10. Dunks, dimes. Don't go anywhere. You're watching The Starters. Back in The Starters, Matt Bonner officially announcing his retirement from the NBA today. So we asked you, what message would you like to send to the Red Rocket / Red Mamba? few of the answers through Trey.
Yeah, some super touching tributes. This one comes from Marco, who says, "You put New Balance on the map of awesome sauce." Thank you very much. At one point, I think Matt Bonner had the only New Balance basketball shoes on the planet because he outlived their production or something like that. That's crazy. Jason says, "Napoleon Dynamite is a great man." I think we can all agree. Jay says, "I love using Matt Bonner in 2K, draining threes, and no one knew who the hell he was. LOL." Very nice. Steve says, "Matt Bonner should host a basketball talk show with Brian Scalabrine called The Red Planet." Wow. I would watch. And our final one, Jamie simply says, "What can I say? Red Mamba out."
Yeah.
Nice.
All 3 Mambas now out of the league.
We need a new
the
Mamba.
White Mamba, Black Mamba, and the Red Mamba. Scalabrine, Kobe, and Matt Bonner.
It's a good run for the Mambas.
Yeah, happy retirement, though, to Matt Bonner. And I guess he's going to be doing some broadcast work for the Spurs. So, Matty O, if you're ever in Atlanta, swing by the starter set. An open invitation, of course, to Matty B. Matty O, I just called him
Matty O and Matty B.
Matty O is our producer. Matty B is Matty's.
We don't let him on the set anymore.
They both sort of have reddish hair. One's a lot bigger than the other one. You can figure it out. All right, let's get to the top 10 plays of the week. At number 10, mini rookie Chris Dunn. He's turning the Blazers-Wolves game into an and one mixtape tour there by showing off the crazy dribble move around Shabazz Napier.
Whoa.
By, oh baby!
Man,
Oh, yeah,
awesome.
it's the Dunny Dash.
Oh baby!
At number 9, watch this LeBron dunk on the break. Brings it up. See you, Drew Holiday, and the throw down.
That's old style LeBron, really. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dante Cunningham thought about trying to block it.
Yeah, he ducks.
Just cruise on by.
Puts his hands down. At number 8, Celtics guard Isaiah Thomas in transition. He straight freezes Shelvin Mack like a bag of peas, and then he finishes on the big guy, Gobert, inside. I mean, I love that. I love the crossover, and then
that's nice.
Gobert blocked everything.
yeah,
at
but
the
he
rim.
created the contact, a little separation. Love it.
John Wall going through some legs here. His own to Marcin Gortat.
Oh,
that's
yes.
Look at the kicks on John Wall there.
Yeah.
Better to show off the pass.
Gorgeous stuff.
Yeah, that's right. He's
Give it to him
beat.
slow-mo. Yeah.
Oh, it's a nice play. Only number 7. What's at number 6? Another pass. Nikola Jokic. Oh, over the shoulder dime to Jamal Murray. Very Sabonis-like.
Yeah.
Arvydas Sabonis, not DeMontis.
The ball's in the air for so long.
Oh, that's
Especially in slow-mo. At number 5, Andrew Wiggins. Here he comes. We haven't had a good dunk in a week and a half from Andrew Wiggins. A monstrous throw down.
there it is.
And the stare down afterwards.
Oh, Miles Plumlee.
It's like how he kicks out his feet and
Yeah.
sort of goes horizontal. He dunks incredibly.
Got a good
You're
glide.
dunking on an angle there, Colin.
Yeah,
Yeah.
huge. At number 4, Chef Curry cooking the Blazers this week. Check out the fake pass into the pretty reverse layup. He switches hands. We only need like Marv Albert on the call
Yeah.
here. Spectacular move by Stephen Curry.
Left hand, right hand? Which do I look at?
Both hands, both hands.
At number 3, Jonathan Simmons. Monstrous dunk from outside the lane. Gets that
man.
toe in the lane and throws it
man.
down.
I say this every week, but his top 10 at the end of the
He's
year
got an
is
awesome
gonna be
top 10
crazy.
this year.
Wow.
This is beautiful.
Is he frozen?
Frozen like a bag of peas.
That's right. At number 2, Wolves Sixers tie game, less than 2 seconds to go. Got to do something at the rim. The Philadelphia 76ers do. Sir Robert Covington.
Look
With
how he
this
catches this. It's almost like
spectacular finish.
right behind him.
Yeah, it was, yeah.
Like-
Oh, what a finish.
Yeah.
And
Watch
then
out.
Down goes Embiid.
He might need the bag of peas.
At number 1, this was the week of Giannis Antetokounmpo, so we're going to give you 2 plays from Giannis in Madison Square Garden. From the elbow, the jam. Look where he took off from.
Come on.
That's a mid-range dunk.
He's going to pick it up right here and throw it
Also,
down.
he's almost on the ground when he dunks it.
And this, the first game winner of his career in year number 4 for Giannis Antetokounmpo. Back him up, back him up, back him up, step back. You can't stop it. Down it goes. The Greek fans rejoiced outside Madison Square Garden. They were out there with flags, loving Yanni. Yasura Yanni.
Cooley.
Yeah, he's like, we got a whole lot of more of these coming in
Yeah.
my future. Don't worry about it. So there it is. Top 10 plays of the week. Agree, disagree, let us know on Twitter. Hashtag the starters. You guys ever been to a game at MSG?
I have once,
The best place in the world to watch a game. I've been there.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Cool.
It's amazing. It is the Mecca. I'm not kidding. Why are you laughing? When we come back, Lili's very solid play. Our buddy Bones, Brent Berry, brings you the best plays of the month on high tops, Catch it tomorrow, Saturday at noon Eastern, only here on NBA TV. All right, let's get to last night's pick'em results. Tass, the only one taking the Hawks, and caca for you, my friend. Everyone else wrong with the Pelicans, so Tass goes to 3-1. Trey looking like Skeets out here.
Yeah, nice. I might get one in 2017.
With the 0-4.
We'll see.
Big game tonight for us here. I'm the only one taking the Clippers on the road. Everyone else taking the Kings at home. So good luck to me, not you guys. Lele, where are we going for VS?
We're going out to New Orleans and we're seeing how the Hawks pretty much wrap this game up here. It was a beautiful play on the fast break. Ball's fizzing around. There's a little pump fake party. Ends over to Dennis Schroeder, who knocks down the three. That was the killer, the dagger.
Spurs East.
Yeah, here it was. You thought maybe without Kyle they'd be a bit down last night. They weren't. They got the win. That's what I call a very solid play.
Kyle was a great cheerleader from the bench last night. Now it's time for the highlight that wasn't just because the play wasn't converted. It doesn't mean it wasn't spectacular. This was spectacular. 0.5 seconds left. Charlotte Hornets going for a win here. Marco Bellinelli off the back. Does it go down?
Oh man.
The inbound off the back. And but then it's too late.
And then off the backboard as well, the double back.
Yeah, double back. Back to back. Unfortunately, it's late.
I think that goes into the pantheon of highlight that wasn't, though, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's the other one that comes to mind is, remember Jay Crowder? I think it was last year. From his inbounds, like he threw the 94-foot pass and it went in. Like, that's incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah. That is unbelievable. That's cool when a guy does it underneath the basket for a layup. But on a three-pointer,
he just missed it too, it was only by a couple of hundredths of a second.
And it's weird that it was perfect. It popped up off the rump there. Like it came up right up to Marco. It was such an unbelievable pass.
Gotta play the rump.
Just missed out on it. All right, guys. We recorded the Drop podcast this morning. Had a blast. We discussed the Korver to Cavs deal in greater detail. Talked about the biggest snubs from the first returns of fan All-Star votes. And Tass, he plays a little fill in the blank during rapid fire. Back to that story from Lee Jenkins on the Greek Freak. He was reminiscing about his rookie season. Quote Giannis, "I was like a kid in the park seeing all the cities, seeing LeBron and KD having so much fun. But that kid, the kid with the smoothies, I'm not really that kid anymore. I want you to fill in the blank if you can, guys. I'm not the kid with the blank anymore."
I'm not the kid with the unibrow and the adolescent mustache anymore.
I wish we had a photo so bad
There's
right
one
now
out there somewhere.
of you with the unibrow.
Oh, this is TV. We're going to pull one up right now, right?
I wish. Matty, oh, JD, give us the photo.
No.
All right. I want to ask you guys, though, seriously. Korver, gone from the Hawks?
Yeah, I wrote a quick poem for him.
Okay.
I'm not going to lie. I'm going to miss Kyle. That perfect shooting form.
Oh, yeah, Lee's going to miss that. Is Millsap going to be there come Monday when we come back?
Oh, yeah. Okay. We got time.
I probably agree.
All right, thanks for joining us.
Sweet Threeses.
Yes. Thanks for joining us, and remember, good night, Maddie. Mamba, out.
Embrace the night, people.